This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is Thursday morning, September 18th. Welcome to my desk. My desk is loaded with old journals. Yeah, we're going to look through some of these. Some of them are finished, some of them are not. So we're going to have some fun looking at old journals today. I want to show you the zine that I finished, and we're going to chat art. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm on a bit early this morning, but that gives me time to get my desk set up here. And there's Miss Jacqueline. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, good morning. And let's see who else came in. Well, I can't see on my phone. I have to get over on my notepad. Yeah, I've got most of these are medium-sized journals. They're like 6x8, 5x7, that type of journal. They're not the larger journals. Let's see. I need to get to my channel and to my live stream. Yeah, I was ready to come on, so I did. Got 3 of you out there. Welcome in, welcome in. It takes my, oh, it's Arlene. Hi, Arlene. Good morning, Miss Arlene. It's good to see you. Well, let me flip my camera just a little bit this way, maybe. Is that a little better? Yeah, I've got a stack of journals here. I think we'll go through this one first. I'm going to set it aside and put all these others on the floor. And then as I'm going, this is the little zine journal I want to show you. I'll put it up there. And then I'll pick these up and go through them one at a time. I'm trying to get organized in this studio room. It's a job. Not all of these journals are finished. It sure is tempting to combine some of these into one journal and then have the others as empties, but I don't know about that either. I'm working on, oh, my desk is really skewed, isn't it? I must have bumped my camera or something here. Let's straighten this out. Is that a little better? And I'll zoom in here when I get to working on things. I'm working on the kitty cat stamp, and I'm working on an envelope journal that I have in this packet. I think I'm supposed to get a package from you today, Jacqueline. Hi, Joyce. Welcome in. Put that brush in the water. Okay, the rest of the things are my carving tools and bone folder. Put that in the desk for right now. Yeah, I was awake a little early this morning, so I decided that I would get in here and maybe I was pondering what I was going to do today. Hold on a second here. Okay, I still need to get this straightened out. Let's put this journal down. This one looks like I finished, or almost finished. I might have a few blank pages. This is a journal I got, I think, when I was still in Madison, but I worked on it here at home. Let me zoom in just a little more. So here we go. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Got my stamps up above here. Okay. So this is a desk journal. This is similar to a journal that Dee Dee has. I think of Dee Dee Willingham every time I look at this journal. And I get a lot of my inspiration from Dee Dee Willingham. You all know that. And let's see. I've got a bobby pin in there. Oh, and it looks like a pen. A little pen refill. Oh, it's a 2009 journal. So this was August of 2009. I didn't come back down to Nebraska till 2016. So I'm still in Madison, Wisconsin when I did this journal. Let's see. A new book filled with blank pages, just waiting for words, lines, pictures, thoughts, emotions, doodles, inspirations, thirsty for creative journaling. I bought this journal as my gift for my 58th birthday. Oh my goodness. It must be something about the fall season, August. All the stores are beginning to stock school supplies. Those years ago, every year, just a few weeks before the start of the new school year, we would get, among new shoes, pencils, etc., also a new ruled 3-ring notebook binder. All of those blank pages, just patiently waiting for homework assignments, class notes, chapter outlines, essays, tests, a doodle here and there, ripped and torn for a note to be passed or wadded into a spitball. Though I can't remember participating in either of those activities, I'm completely innocent. Doodling in the margins was my guilty, innocent behavior. All those precious pages are now crumbled away into the history of my youth. It would be fun to sort through them today. I'm sure some of them would be perfect for some of my altered art projects. Alas, ignorance is sometimes an innocent destroyer. That's a thought Meri had. Something inside of me says that hidden in the days and minutes of my life journey, there is an unedited story to be told. I would love to be an author, picking out just the right words to be interesting. My little story would be a one-edition volume. I've thought that if it survives beyond my life, or even survives my life at all, that it may one day be picked up and read by some curious eye. It is my thought that the urge to write and be read may be prompting of the purpose of my life. Maybe somehow jot down a thought, an experience, an inspiration, a prompting that will inspire, enable, encourage someone years from now. In a way that gives some meaning to who I am. Well, that's interesting. I don't even remember writing that. Meridel Abrams, a brief timeline of the history of my life. August 18, 1951, was Lewistown, Montana. I was born to Florence Charlotte Cook Abrams and Tom Harold Abrams. Mom said I was born around 1 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I need to research her memory. It was August 18, 1951, a Saturday. It really does not matter, as her words make it a true story in my youth. Mother also told me that when she was pregnant with me, she broke her ankle hanging clothes on the line. Can you imagine the pain? Not only to be carrying a child, but with a broken ankle. Mom also told me the day that she was ready to go to the hospital because I was arriving, that Dad had to stop and shave first. She was in no mood to wait for her clean-shaven man to drive her. Apparently, neither was I. The only other story of my entrance onto the planet Earth is that Mother said I had thick baby black hair and bright violet eyes. The hair later turned brown and the eyes hazel. Mother was a homemaker, now with 3 children. Dad was a school teacher in a little town of Buffalo, Montana. Mom said Dad used to sing, "Buffalo gal, won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight?" and dance by the light of the moon. I never danced much over the years, but I sure grew to be a daddy's girl. There are no baby pictures of me. I'm not sure why. Perhaps they couldn't afford it, or maybe they were just too busy, or it could be they were just not into taking pictures. The first photo of me is one of me in kindergarten, first grade, probably around 4 years, making mud pies. The last factoid of my birth, Mom told me I was born in a Catholic hospital, escorted into my life by Catholic nuns. My parents were not Catholic, and as far as I knew, did not attend church. One of my grandmothers wanted a granddaughter named Meri, M-A-R-Y. Mother said that when she was in the hospital, she was reading a story in the Red Book magazine, and one of the characters was named Meridel. And I think that story, I never did find that story. This is me talking now. I never did find that story in the Red Book magazine, but I think it was written by an author whose first name was Meridel. And I found her, and I found pictures of her. She thought it was a pretty name and said it sort of had a merry sound to it. So that is who my identity would become. When I asked my mother what the story was about, she could not remember. When I asked her how it ended, she said that it was a 2-part story. Whether she meant that it was really a 2-part story or if she meant that I would have to write my own story, I'm not sure. To this day, I have not found my 1951 issues of the Red Book magazine. I always thought it would be fun to read the stories. In a way, though, I am content to live with Mom's story. It's just right somehow. The next question is how to pronounce Meridel. All my life, people stumble over saying it. I've even had other authorities tell me I've been mispronouncing my own name all my life. Your name should be the way you say it. That's what I think. Meridel. Meri as in Mary, or Mary, M-A-R-Y, or M-E-R-R-Y. And Del as in Del, D-E-L-L. Only one word, Meridel. Then there is the spelling. People write my name as Meri Bell, or Meri Bell, or Mary, but never as M-E-R-I or M-E-R-I-D-E-L, even when it's spelled correctly on the letter or email they are responding to. It used to bother me, but now I just ignore it. If it's a mistake, it is not worth the time and trouble to correct it. If it is intentional, it's not worth the time and breath to correct it. I'm happy and blessed to have such a pretty name. In all honesty, it is my name, Meridel, may be considered by some as the prettiest part of my physical self. One day in my late 30s, my mother heard me speaking over a phone with a job recruiter. I was going through the verbal gymnastics as to explain how to pronounce and spell my name. After the phone call, my mother mentioned that it may have been wiser to name me Mary or Sally or something easier. That was the day I took total and complete ownership of the word Meridel. I told my mother I was happy with my name, I liked it, and I could never imagine being called anything else. The end. I'm not going to read you everything. It's kind of fun to go back and read. Now I'm sitting on the front porch here. So I've gone from 2009. I must have set this. This entry was August 7th of 2009. My next entry is May 2018. So I obviously put this journal in the space of this blank page here is 9 years. I did not make another entry in this journal for 9 years. And now I'm back in Nebraska. The years between 2009 and 2017 leave a gap in this journal. It's really 18. They were hard years for me. In 2009, I was living in Madison, Sun Prairie, working at QBE. I lost my job in 2011 and moved to the west side of Madison, Middleton, in 2013. I'm not going to go all through that because that's all about the job loss stuff. I don't want to rehash that this morning. So I've got this dated as 2018, and down here I've got it 2017. This August Meri album, Meri will be 66. I feel like 25. And I've got these dated as 2017. So I don't know why I dated that as 2018. I do crazy stuff like that. And here I'm obviously sitting out on the front porch. Here I've dated. This is June 23rd. My first YouTube live today as a test at the Meri Atelier. I got it on June 23rd, 2017. I got this journal out and decided to use it as a desk journal after noticing Dee Dee Willingham used a similar journal as a desk journal in 2012. This is going to be Meridel's 2017 desk book. And then I wrote the Meri Atelier, my first live today as a test. And I thought I went live as 2016. It was 2017. So I have some other entries. Looks like my brother is fishing. Today is Sunday. It's a cool morning. I should be in church. Should I be in church? I'm sitting in the rocking. I'm sitting on the rocking swing on Pogo's front porch. Pogo is my older brother, Tom. Pogo named by his little granddaughter, Ashton. So I'm sitting on the front porch. So I'm doing a lot of writing here. It looks like we're picking up fallen branches. I'm not going to read everything. Here I go. There's a street sweeper in our small town. It makes me giggle. I don't see him very much anymore, but our little town has a street sweeper. All right, let me stop and look at chat here. Arlene, Joyce, and Jacqueline. Arlene says, I love my name. It's an old family name. If you go to one of our reunions and holler Arlene, no less than 1/3 of the women will come over. Hi, Mina. Good morning, Miss Mina. It's good to see you. Arlene says, I started following Meri before she started live streaming. I loved her old videos. Oh, thank you, Arlene. They're saying good morning to Mina. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. And if you're sitting up in the balcony, welcome in. These are the hosta plants that we have planted off the front porch. I say that they look like pink fairy dresses. That's what I wrote here. They look like pink fairy dresses. I always thought that. Front yard tree shadows dance with the sunbeams over my journal. So these are shadows of the front yard trees that I did in my journal. You can see I have pasted bits of paper. I'm doing little sketches here. Here I have my phone, which probably is an old one, on my desk. Today I am Zooming, hanging out via video conference with a group of friends. I don't do that much anymore. Becky does it a lot with Ann-Lar, and I think there's a Ann-Lar group, and there's some chat groups on Thursday and Fridays. I always get distracted with things I got to get done. Here it is, Saturday, August 12th. My journal now sits beside my recliner. It seems to work. My art desk is way too small. Here I got a squirt can. I kind of like what I've done here. Here's some flowers. The sunflowers are giants this year, 12 to 15 feet high. Tiny little basil plants at the bottom. Yeah, my brother hates those big tall sunflowers. We don't have them anymore. Here is my birthday. I wrote on my birthday of August 18th. It was on a Friday. When you come to the end of your life, what do you want to be remembered for? That's some biblical Bible study there. This Sunday. I wrote down some church sermon things. Oh, look, there's a birdhouse. Psalm 140:13. Surely the righteous shall give thanks to your name. The upright shall dwell in your presence. So that was a Sunday afternoon journaling. There's Monday. Some of these things I didn't like, art that I did, and I just tape it out, blank it out. I'm not going to read you everything because it could be boring. Spring yard on a windy morning. A windy morning. Spring daffodils dance in the wind. They waltz in place to nature's music. I hear them sing. April 30th, 2018. And I put thankful. Life is still good. I was going through some rough years. Coming back to Nebraska was not easy for me. They paddle quietly by the window off to an adventure at school. I watch, and in just a moment they are gone, like youth. I sketched some kids that were riding off to school. This one, he's riding off the end of the page. I didn't put his front wheels on there. Oh, we choose what we plant in our own garden. Morning glory. So here I'm thinking about planting chamomile, butterfly weed, morning glory. I should have never planted morning glory. Wrong choice. We're having morning glory problems to this day. It is a cold, wet, damp morning in May. Crows, blackbirds, looking for a bug in our yard. Tracing shadows on my desk. So I had the curtain open and shadows were falling. These look like scissors, maybe. A cup of coffee. Ideas for Morning with Meri. I was doing a Morning with Meri segment on my YouTube channel. More writing. I'm planning a petunia tower. That sort of worked. Little volunteer to brighten flowers to brighten my day. Little volunteer. I think these were little flowers that popped up in our yard, and I brought them in and put them on my desk. Time to start spring cleaning. I got all these boxes out. I'm still cleaning. Friday, May 11th, continued. Painted papers. I was having fun doing painted papers at that time. I would do these squiggly. I called them tatting, but they really aren't tatting, but that's what I called them at the time. Thank you, Happy Mail. May your art cart be blessed. And here's a prime. I must have gotten some Happy Mail. Here I have a calendar, May, June, July, and August. And I circle 16, 20, 8, and 15, and 18. Read 1 hour a day. Read what you're interested in. Some more Bible study. If you think every day is good, a good day, just try missing. Oh, if you don't think every day is a good day, just try missing one. Cabot Robert. And I did some art around it. Some days are given to us to play. Some days are given to us to play. Some flowers. Here I was playing with cutting little pieces out of my journal. Here I am. It says, I will be out when the paint dries. Oh no, I did it again. I painted myself into a corner. I'll be out when the paint dries. Oh, here's my little Maisie. I picked you some pretty flowers. Love, Maisie. My little Maisie girl. I kind of stopped doing her when YouTube went through the COPPA stuff, the child protection stuff. I quit telling her story for the fear that they'd shut me down and charge me $40,000 for putting a kid on my channel. Which was really an unfounded fear, because now I was reading about COPPA and why can't we have, because children are a part of our life, why can't we talk about them? And I think they've come to more of a sensible conclusion that I might bring little Maisie back, because you can have children on your channel in your art without it being child directed. And without it, my little spider story that I do every Halloween, that's kind of a story for children. This is not really a story for children. She's just a little fictional character on my channel. It's me relating to a fictional child. So I think Maisie would probably be okay. Kind of doing Ruby Rose now, the little gnome girl. I should have her meet Maisie. Here I went to vote. This is me voting. And we don't go to the polls anymore here. We vote by mail, which I think is sad. Here's me mowing the lawn, which I have to do. I was going to do it today, but it's been rainy the last couple days. I popped into Becky's. I got there right at the end of her stream, and she closed out by asking me if I mowed the lawn yet. And I think she turned it off before I could answer her. But we've had a couple rainy days this week. I haven't been able to mow. And here I am mowing the lawn. I think I was illustrating a story here. Oh, more writing. I'm not going to read you everything. Here's a fussy cut. I'm fussy cutting. Awaken your curiosity. I'm fussy cutting that animal there. Eponym, E-P-O-N-Y-M-N, a person, place, or a thing after whom or after which something is named or believed to be named. Tanagra, figurine, is the name for a perfect place of manufacture in Greece. Lady in blue. Tanagra figurine, a terracotta baked clay statue around 320 BC, shows a moderately dressed woman wearing a hat and carrying a fan. So she's wearing a hat and carrying a fan. Named for its place of manufacture in Greece. This popular style figure demonstrates the Hellenistic taste for ordinary household themes. So it's a Tanagra figurine, and I didn't know what Tanagra meant. It's named for a place of manufacture. And then I found this, eponym, a place, a person, place, or thing after whom or after which something is named or believed to be named. I learned something there. Here I'm sketching peonies, budding peonies. And these are iris, I think. Iris blooms playing in my journal. Here, these look better. Iris blooms. More iris blooms. Here I was journaling on watercolored paper. Sitting out on the front porch, swing again. Here's a blank page. Tatted treats, May 27th. And this is kind of tatting in here. This is kind of just sketching tatting. Border segment, variations of circular motif, corner motif, just playing. Mary's tatted scribble. Now that's more, looks more like tatting to me. Travel bag, packing. Pens and pencils, extra ink cartridges, plastic bag, towels, magazines, scissors, eyeglasses, journals, glue stick, book, scratch paper, cell phone, paint, tape, and brush. Everything I packed in my travel bag to go out to the front porch. Here's some more playing with the scribbles and circles. I have to get me another one of these journals. Although I've been doing my writing book, which is, I'm surprised I wrote so much in here. I'm not going to read all of this. It'll be boring. Tiny tats. I've been having fun with the sketching the tatting. Even though I did not tat. I admired the tatting, but at this time I was not tatting. I didn't start tatting till a couple years later. I think it was the end of 2020, 21, 22 or 23 before I started tatting, and this is 2018. So it took me a couple years to actually start doing the tatting. Here's the front porch again. Some ATCs. I started doing the ATCs in the book. It's a cord. Unplug. Unplug! Unplug! I unplugged the cord. Here's a pretty lady with more doodling. And a kitty with doodling. Tatting doodles made into flowers. Here's some more sketched ATCs. Nothing good is with held from you. This is a Bible study. More tatting, sketching in the corners. More journaling. I could sit here and read all my thoughts, but I think I've got too much to do, and I've got several other journals. Some more. I like doing these ATCs in my journal. I think I'll start that up again. Here, I remember, this is a sketch of me. There's I'm reading a book. See, I got my nose in a book. I'm sitting in the recliner with my feet up. And here's our front door. And this is green, and it's torn, and it must have been the summer because the door is open. And we had this big orange cat walk in. And I called it, "Break in, that orange cat just walked in this house like he owned it." And I was reading, and I looked up, and I saw this movement, and it was this yellow cat. We had a little statue of a cat over here. He came over and said hello, and then he walked out again. I think he walked out again. I had to sketch it. These are my flip-flops. More journaling, more journaling. Here I went to a garage sale. I put my treasures. Here I am at a garage sale with my bag full there. Here I'm playing with some borders. Illuminated borders with horrible looking birds. I can't draw birds very well. Here's some more ATCs in my journals. I think I'm going to get me a journal, another one of these journals. I think you can get them online. So looking at this one, I really did have fun in this journal. More writing. More ATCs. I did a lot of ATCs in here. More ATCs. And more ATCs. This one's kind of coming out. Let's put it back in. Laugh Little Prairie. Now let me get this off. Uh-oh. Hold on, I'm looking for a pen. Oh, Penelope, where are you when I need you? Here, let's use this one. This is for the but it's here. Is that the eye? I need to break the seal here. May not have done it. Yeah, I like doing those ATCs in a book, the ones that I keep for myself. Here's another attempt at illuminated border. I'm not that good at it. Here I sketched the petunia basket. You are the boss of your own timeline. Yeah, I was going to present a project on a timeline, and there was kind of a resistance to it because not everybody's past was good. But that's why I said you are the boss of what you put on your... I think you can find good in every year of your life. But that was that back then. Here I did sort of a Penelope doll. Not sure what I was doing there. Society of Idea Collector, June of 2018. I reinventing Dee Dee's mind map. I put in why not, wow. But I got our who, what, when, why, and how. And then I put in what if, why not. Now I put all those tabs under one called Wonder. Illuminated borders, number 3, using stencils. I still don't like my birds. Here I was doing some flowers out of leaf fodder, leaf scatter, pinwheel flowers. Making tassel boho tags. I still have the tag book for that. Enjoying using my acrylic inks. Here I'm working at my desk. Got my pointed chin in there good. I found my circle punch. Found my circle punch there. More writing. 4th of July holiday. This is downtown 2nd Street in Hastings. I went urban sketching, I guess, here. Because here's the church. Quick sketch of the church was it the Methodist Church in Hastings? I'm not sure what this was. I think this was just a street scene. Oh no! I enjoy my inks. Soon they will all be used, and I'll have none. Oh no! No, she is not drinking the ink. She is pouring out the last drop. So it looks like I might be drinking it, but I'm not. It's tipped this way, and I'm pouring it out. And I'm saying, oh no, because it's all going to be used pretty soon. I made a paper bead square. They will not roll around. I lost them anyway. The color gold shines like the sun up in the sky and in all my arts. I was hooked on gold. Still hooked on gold. Some more journaling. Cut, paint, rip, smear, draw on my page is never the same as when I began. I call them fairy skirts. The hosta plants that were transplanted from moms are blooming. Childhood is a short season. There's a sketch in here. I watched a robin as he hopped around the green grass and then he flew away. Excuse to shop. Happy birthday, Mary. A month early. It's why I stuck up on gifts. Oh my God. More journaling. Here's little Ruby Rose as she still had that white boa around her neck. Some zinnias or carnations or something in there. Some haiku. Haiku. I went to the store and all I got was ink and tape. This is my receipt. Oh, this is when we were heating that paper, the receipts. Spirit of St. Louis. Looks like I was a whimsical page. Didn't do anything there. Here's a hello card. Who is that from? Or did I do that myself? This weekend I made a set of note cards using the background created by following Aunt Beck's Dirty Dozen and Tim Holt's paper ephemera. So fun to do. So I was doing cards with Becky. I was doing cards and I used Becky's papers. Hello. Some round ATCs. These are Christmas themed. Merry Wonders. Some thoughts. Stay calm and art on. It's a self-portrait. More journaling. A good shoulder when you need to cry. That's a good sketch. I like that one. Looks like I was doing some August 3rd, I decided to pin an art challenge, join an art challenge after watching Sue Hyo's challenges by Southern Gal Designs, and you create a piece of art in 5 minutes, 1 page a day for 7 days. And here's my 5-minute art. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a bobby pin here. Is there something in between it? No. Oh, the bobby pin's holding this. 5-minute art. And we're not exaggerating. Here's somebody riding a bicycle. I wonder why there is no earbud with multiple connections and a control switch. This is when earbuds were still popular, and I wanted multiple connections on my earbud so that I could watch the computer, watch the TV, watch the computer, something else there, and something else, the CD player over here. Here's a map to the Nebraska State Fair. I went to the State Fair that year. The quilt at the State Fair, quilt show. More journaling. I was designing a nutcracker. Here I was doing some sketching. More sketching. More sketching. I guess I finally got her over here. These were practice sketches. I had trouble sketching this lady, so you can see this is probably my first one. Some of them are better, and I keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. That's number 15. This is number 20. 21, 22. I think I stopped. Of a Japanese geisha lady. Don't know if I ever caught her. I'm not sure what I was doing there. I like how I attached it in though. November thank yous. November thank yous. More journaling, more journaling, more journaling. Some sketching. Some more sketches. I like that one. Here's my snow globe ideas. Oh, here I was playing with stamps. Designing stamps. Don't really like my designs. Here I was figuring out my timeline. I was born in 51, and I was in junior high school in 62 through 65, high school 65 through 69, UNL, school of business, computer school. This is mostly working. I ended it in 2018. I think I was playing with stamps, designs for numbers. Playing here with my, I got SOIC for Dee Dee Willingham. I sent her a snow globe with a light bulb in it. Here's a pair of ice skates that I saved. A picture of ice skates. I was playing with snow globes then. This is what I made my Christmas cards out of this year. It's like a napkin on a, collaged on a card and some white paint around it. I encourage you to do a journal like this, because this was 2018 and it's 2000. This was 7 years ago. And it's fun just to go back and look. I did a lot of writing. More writing than I thought I did. There's the elephant snow globe. I still have that. Never sent it off. Here I was playing with a stamp design for 2019. I still have that someplace. And then I got blank paper at the end. Oh, almost. A section of blank paper. I don't know what I was doing there. Playing with cutting out sections. Probably die cuts. Some stamps on a bingo card. Some swatching. Oh, these were the tabs for my Society of Ideal Collector. Scissor stamp. Hello, hello, hello. Just odd and ends. Leftovers. 2018. So this covered 2009. Just a couple pages where I kind of talked about being born and my name. And then I had a blank spot and I didn't pick it up again until 2017. So this covers 2017 and 2018. It's fun to look through. I probably have bored you guys silly. Probably have bored you silly. This was more of a writing and art journal. I'd take this out on the front porch. Not all my journals are like that. But I'm going to get another one. Alright, so there's that one. I think I'm going to put these in a box. I'm sorting out my top shelf, which has all those journals on it. Let me refresh my chat and see what's going on out there. Mina says, my journals always have writing, observations, short stories, quotations. That's cool. Arlene says, sometimes, but not so far today. Mina says, does anyone else have ads popping up when you're watching a live? It's been happening to me. I need to go in there and turn off the ads during live streams. Sometimes it will cover my whole chat over here. It really bothers me. It didn't bore you one bit? Aw, thank you, Mina. You're sweet. She says, I do have one of those picker-upper gizmos that should make things easier. Got it on impulse. Becky sent me one of those. Arlene says, Mina, I blame May. She started carrying diamond dot greeting cards. So I tried one and got hooked. Yeah, you're into doing that diamond dot painting, aren't you? Arlene is. Mina says, I was looking at 2 of my old journals. I found tons of stuff I really love and stuff that doesn't speak to me anymore. I think I'll cannibalize them to make a journal with the parts that I like. Well, that's a thought that I had out of some of these, and I still might do it. I'm still thinking about it. Did Becky pop in? Hi, Becky. Good morning, Miss Becky, if you're out there listening. Becky gets things done in the morning, so... Brenda, hi, Brenda. Good morning, Brenda. She says, I have 9 or 10 diamond dot kits people have given me over the last few years, and none of them are started. Brenda Ashford. If you're not on Amazon, if you're not something Amazon, they have diamond dot sticker cards, ornaments, and little canvases. Mina says, I haven't tried diamond dot. I'm afraid I might find it too repetitive, but I really should try it before forming a judgment. The only reason I haven't tried it is I don't need one more thing to do. I'm into so much. Let's show you my zine journal. I started this in the stream the other day. This is a zine swap from Dee Dee and Janet Young. And I started doing the Coptic stitch on here, which is, I hit this smaller, don't know if I can find it in here. Janet J.L. Johnson did a really tiny zine, and I put it in there, and it was right in here, and it kind of messed up my stitching. But I found that after I've done all my stitching, if I clamp it and put glue on here, it helps hold those pages together, and I can still open it nice. So that's all done. This is the zine journal from the swap that it's a little tacky yet. I participated in with Dee Dee Willingham, gave all the prompts to everybody who wanted to participate, and then they would make zines. And I think it was like 10 or 12 zines, and you send them off to Janet Young, and then she'd send you zines back that other people made. This is Janet's. I'm going to flip through it, but I can't tell you everybody who did it. You know, it's quite a nice little, and I like having it in a little book. They've done several zines several swaps since then. I haven't participated just because I didn't want to overcommit. But I got this one compiled into a little journal, which is nice because I have them all together now. Here's that little one. This J.L. Johnson did this little one. And I had to, when I was binding, I had to start here. I had to keep this in sync in there. And I kind of got double stitching in there because I stitched it here, but it worked. I got it in there, and it's in there nice. J.L. Johnson's. Yeah. So it worked. It did pretty good. This is my zine right here. I read it the other day. I'm not going to read it again. Little dinosaur. Sewer. And then my original is at the back because it's got dimension on it. But we are going to be doing some zines for our October, November, and December project. October, we're calling them bird journals. And Legia is going to town on them. I need to work on my next few days. I think I ended on the 12th, and today's the 18th, so I'm behind. But I'll sit down and work on them. I've been kind of lazy the last few days. The pages here are made out of papers that I purchased from Shannon Green. She did these beautiful, beautiful papers. And I have a few left, so I'm trying to use up things, but beautiful papers that she made, painty papers and stenciled and doodled on. And so this one will probably go with my small journals. I need a document in here, maybe add a little page in here and document what this is all about. They're saying good morning to Brenda. My favorite glue book is calling, Mina says. Arlene said, I took a break from making cards to do diamond dot this morning. Arlene says, my first Zoom was with Meri and Jerry Bellini. Those were, I used to do a collaboration with Jerry Bellini for about a year or two. And we did Zoom meetings. I've kind of gotten out of doing Zoom meetings and Facebook groups and stuff like that. I just have so much on my plate, I can't do everything. Joyce popped in. Arlene is here. Arlene says, I love my name. Okay, I'm back up to the top. Mina says, you did not bore me one bit. Becky said she's crocheting this morning. What are you crocheting, Becky? I'll wait for her to answer. Oh, I got more journals down here at the bottom. They're not all as involved. This is a New Year one. I don't think I've worked in this one. I made it out of a silvery painty. See, it's got the clocks on it. I don't know if you can see. Time flies. This clock here has wings. And I didn't work in it, so there's nothing to show. Oh, I guess it goes like this. Drawing has a history of going back as far as prehistoric cavemen. All right, but I haven't done anything in there. I did a lot of these when I was doing my jam journals. Jam journals being journal a month. So this might have been for January. I have another one here that's gold instead of silver. And did I do anything in this? No, this is kind of a Christmassy one. It's my stamp of Penelope in November 2018. But I didn't do any art in these. These were what I call my gem journals. I have gem journals that I arted in, but I obviously did not do December and January. I think that this was an Inktober journal, if I remember right. No, this was a stamp. When I did a lot of stamp carving, I would carve my stamps and stamp off the finals in here. Penelope. I carved a Penelope stamp, and this was the first impression in 2017. You see, I eventually put a border around her, and that border fell off. Let me grab my painter's tape here. I've got a corner here that's slipping off on me. Put that painter's tape on it so I don't. There. I need to get my little cart over here. All right. So these were stamps that I was playing with Penelope. But all of this, eventually, I cut it down, and all I have now on my stamp is Penelope. I stamped her several times. Here's that scissors stamp that I did. 2017. I still have this stamp. Here's a cornucopia that I did. Thanksgiving, 2017. I did an art palette. Becky said I was able to find out where I left off on my cotton tee. I just finished 10 rows, so I'm moving on to getting dressed and making the bed. I need to pay bills and get groceries at some point. Yeah, Becky's always a busy person in the mornings. Yes, she is. Then she's tired at night. I know, paying those bills and getting groceries. I need to get groceries, and I've been putting it off all week. I was going to mow the lawn today, but I think we're going to get some rain today, so that's off the platter. Arlene says, I just found out my gem journals the other day. I can't part with them. They're crammed in my bookcase. Becky says, errands, errands, errands. Or Arlene says, errands, Becky, errands, errands, errands. Becky says, Greg leaves tomorrow for his vacation in Vermont. Hi, Lala. She's giving blanket hellos while consoling a friend who lost fur baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. They're saying hello to Lala. So I was playing with doing that palette stamp. This is a stamp that I did for Cindy Utter. She sent me a picture and I did the stamp for her. It's a girl stamp. I just stamped it off in this book as a record. And I sent the stamp off to her. Here I was playing with Christmas tree lights. And here I was playing with this stamp. I still have it someplace. I think it fell behind a bookcase. 2018. I never did like these skates. These are supposed to be skates and they look like boots. Eyes. Different eyes. I still have these stamped somewhere too. Flourishes. Still have my little gargoyle. I did a pretty good job on him. Here he's overstamped. Stamped twice. Here he is. That was the third impression. Did a pretty good job on Mr. Gargoyle. I was a spider and a spider web. I should try to find these. Here I was trying to do a nutcracker. Here I was just playing with doodles, I guess. Carved December 2018. Carved December. Numbers. I still have my number stamps there. So I pretty much filled this book with stamping. Should do that again. I'm carving a kitty right now. Here's a 2019. I think I ended up taking this part off and keeping the crowd of people and the clock. I think I cut this stamp apart. I think that's the end of it. I think this was a soft cover journal. Was this something I put together? Or did it come that way? I guess it came that way. It's a weird journal. Anyway, there's that one. I turn that fan toward me and I get too windy, and turn it off on me and I get too hot. This one doesn't have anything in it. It's a sketchbook. I should sketch in it. This is just a blank one. I think I'll put all the blank ones in a row here. I see these things on sale and I can't resist them. I probably got this at Hobby Lobby when they were getting rid of their cool journals, and all they have in there now is that Master Touch stuff that I don't like. Michael's I was seeing have some nice journals, but Michael's is, I'd have to mail order it. I can get it off of Amazon cheaper. This is an Inktober journal. That's my carving journal. This is an Inktober journal. I think I was doing faces. October, that's the 3rd. This is the 1st. This is my mother. I sketched from a photograph of my mother. Mother as a young girl. She must have been about 3 in that picture. Maybe 4. I got her looking a little older there. And this is just an old photograph. I was sketching off of photographs. Faces. Children's faces. I always get them older. But I work at it. Boy, I did a lot, didn't I? I don't think I quite finished it, though. I never quite get done with my Inktober's. I like this one. Little Indian girl. I get these pictures off of Wiki and the free sites out there. Some of them I have actual photographs for. That's a good one. This one's not bad. I like that one. So see, I get better. The more you sketch in a session, the better you get. I like that one. Here he's on a rocking horse, playing with her kitties. A little kitty there. This is the 21st. I got to the 20, where did I get? I got to the 22nd. This was the 22nd and the 22nd, and then I think that's as far as I got. I never quite get the entire month done, but I did a lot in there. It was an Inktober. I think what I'm going to do for my Inktober this year is glass pen, glass, you know, the glass pens, dip pens. Here's another one that I didn't work in. It's another one of these silvery ones. I did gem journals, but these are the ones that didn't get worked in. And these elastics eventually get worn out. So I'm going to put it at the bottom with the other blank ones. Here's another unfinished one. This is more recent. This is when out on Dee Dee's site, Dee Dee's channel, they were doing all those forest ones. I was kind of late to the game. And I bought this Woodlandia book. And it's a sticker book. And I think I got as far as putting pages together, but I never really did anything in them. That's as far as I twisted it this way. Then I lost interest because I wasn't following them. So that's kind of a media book now. I should do something with it, but I got other things I'm doing. I got more. This is, I think this was a gem journal, or part of a gem journal. It goes like this, I guess. Or it's just a signature. I was doing my scissor stamps. I was drawing spoons. Is that a sketch or a stamp? That might be a stamp that I have. This is Hastings, Nebraska. Kind of their downtown buildings and their city signs. This is Hastings. This is the town that my mother grew up in. And we go shopping there a lot. My nephew lives in Hastings. So it's kind of a regional thing. Who are you? It's kind of a collage signature here. I don't know where it goes. I pulled it out of something. Playing more of a glue book type thing. And here's a sketch of daffodils that I did in 2018. This is obviously one I put together, and I love the tassels that this is probably some of my first tassel making here. And I'm still learning how to do all this stitching in here. It's not the best. Was this a gem journal? This might have been a gem journal. I'm not sure. Different things I was playing with. I think this is just a journal of scrap papers that I put together. That looks like Shannon Green there. These might be some Shannon Green papers in here. I don't think I did that. I think it came that way. Or I got some from Gina too. Here's my little Macy. She's picking flowers for me again. These look like Gina Aaron's pages. Thoughts on idea collecting. I think these are just scrap papers that I put together, that I found. Swatching an old set of Prismacolor markers. Use them up. These are just scrap papers that I put together. That's what all this is. Not all of these pages are mine. This one's stitched. This is not mine. These might have been some of Shannon Green's papers here. It looks like Shannon. I bought a whole box of papers from her. I was drawing eyes. This is mine. That's obviously my scribbles. That's not mine. Some of this art in here is not mine. That's my sketch. Here's sermon notes. Here's more of my timeline stuff here that I was figuring out. My timeline, 1951, my preschool years, my first day of school. I go up to junior high, high school. I'm in college in those years. That's my timeline stuff. The cat. Not all my artwork is that great. Not all of this is my artwork either. This is not mine. So I'm just playing. Trying those borders again. That's my sketching. That's obviously Shannon. So I think some of these are Shannon Green's papers here, mixed in with mine. 2018. There was a lady named Olive Oil whose nickname was something. She did toil. One day she decided to have some fun after all her work was done, so she made flowers of aluminum foil. Mrs. McDonald lived an interesting life. Her days were free from the city strife. Her cows gave her butter and cheese, and her chickens gave her eggs to please. Such is the way of a farmer's wife. She laughs at the future. Oh. Yes, these papers are from Shannon. And I was playing with them here. It looks like I was doing my eye stamps there. Trying to do an A. Playing with my tatting sketches. That's the end of that. At least I worked in it. I need to trim those things off. I think this is another Inktober. I'm not sure. It's one of those visual journal books. Let's see what I have in here. Oh, my snow globes. December snow globes. It's not an Inktober. Is that all I did in there? Pages are stuck together. Snow globes are stuck together. Oh no. I think I did these before I did the envelopes. These inspired the envelopes that I did. mittens, throwing snowballs, December. And then I was having so much fun doing them, I started doing them on envelopes. That's Papa Pierre, I think. And that's all I got done in there. I was going to do a snow globe journal. This one, I think, is a glue book type. It's obviously a Dirty Dozen thing. It's very textured. I used that fine liner. I haven't done much fine liner stuff lately. I left a blank page. Oh, this is his shadow book. I was doing these two-dimensional shadow boxes. I called them two-dimensional shadow boxes. I did all the borders and put things inside of them. Kind of like this. Having fun in them. Two-dimensional shadow boxes. Here's children, crying children. I was saving all these pictures of children as they were crying. Cry babies. August of 2018. This is one of New York. 2018. And for some reason, I've got a page like this right in the center. I don't know why. Here's some more shadow box book. And that's as far as I got, I guess. This one. Meet the rest of your family. I only got one blank page in there. Oh, what's this? Oh no, there's more over here. It looks like I put several journals, bound a couple journals together. I've got a couple pages in here. That's not too bad. And let's see what else I have. Got a couple more. A few more. I think this one was gifted to me. I'm going to put these down on the floor because they're stacking up on me. I'm going to put these in a box until I get my shelf all organized. I'm pulling them off. I still got some up there on the top shelf that I haven't. They're the larger journals. Got a few more down on the floor that we haven't seen yet. But let's look at, I think this one was gifted to me. I want to say Cheryl Johnson, but well, let's see. I'll find the opening of it. Right here. No? It opens somehow. How does the thing open? Does it come out this way? Maybe? Yeah. Sorry. They're just papers in here. I think this was a gift of different ephemeras and things. And I'm not sure if I think this was gifted to me. I don't remember making this. And the papers were inside of it. I think. I'm not sure. I could have been putting together something that... I don't get all this stuff finished all the time. I think I'm just using it as a holder. Some ATCs. I don't see a name. I didn't do this. Somebody gifted me this. Did this come from you, Arlene? I'm not sure where this came from. There's a bookmark. Angie Brown, I have a basket of clean clothes that I just have not put away. using that basket like a dresser. So this is just holding ephemera stuff. It's not really a journal. But this was, I didn't make this. Somebody gifted me that. I should get this stuff out and actually use it. I should do a lot. Alright, there's that. This one was a garden journal. I started out life as a garden journal. This was a book that I obviously covered. And I think these are real plants in here. I think this is ephemera. I didn't do this. I think this part here, not the border, but this part came from Johnny, I think. Johnny Junk Journal Shop. I did the book. This is tissue paper collaged and inked and everything. But it's kind of a I meant it as a garden journal. And I know it's a library book because I could not get rid of this. Came from Covington, Indiana. And I made the journal. May my faith always be at the end of the day like a hummingbird returning to its favorite flower. And some of these things I got from Johnny, I think, when I was buying stuff from her. The Hummingbird's Gift, Wonder, Beauty, and Renewal on Wings. That's a bobby pin. With some dyed papers and some bug stickers. I was following Rosemary and Johnny at that time, so nature art. That's a blank page. Oh, I'm going to save this out. I put this in here because they were honeybees, all about bees. And this is a die cut. I'm going to put that with my die cuts. Butterfly. Here's another bobby pin enclosure. Painting of a sunflower. Another. It's more just, it's kind of a nature-y journal. Curated by Junk Journal Shop. So I definitely got these things from Johnny. A lot of, probably one of her studio boxes that I did this from. And I saved her envelopes and things. I'm glad I did it. The papers are mine. These dyed papers, walnut ink, I think. Tissue paper. That's what I used on the outside. A fox and a caterpillar. I'm liking this. At least it's got a lot in it. Here's a fabric piece. It's very much a garden, flora, fauna, insects and animals type thing. And that's the end of that. Sticker pages and more of that tissue paper. It's a nice journal. Let's see what else I have down here. Just a few more. Medium-sized journals. Here's this one. I'll come back to that one. Let's see, what is this? This is another one of those visual storybooks. No, this is just a Mead sketchbook. But I did sketch in it. Oh, I was following Will Terry for a while. He illustrates children's books. He's a well-known illustrator, Will Terry. And I was into sketching, just practice sketching faces, and it looks like my desk. Using ink on the back causes it bleed through. Oh, see, I did this one here. This was a study of a man with a tilted head. And I sketched him on the other side here. I got some bleed through from the back of this one. It's not a mirror image, but I think it's the same guy. April 23rd, 2017. So this was my first year down here. Rough sketch to get an idea of paper. Thoughts on design of illuminated border. Oh, I'm still trying to do those illuminated borders. Today I have to take my car in to be serviced for winter. This is the parking lot at the mall. I stopped to have lunch. I sketched the parking lot. And here I was inside of the waiting room at the car dealership. I just sketched the chairs and quick sketches. This obviously is a lady. Did I do more? I have some blank pages. So this is just kind of a playbook. I should take, this is one that I could take apart and reuse some of these pages. This is one I could reuse because I don't have anything in it after that. This is just an envelope. I was into doing these painty envelopes. It opens up here. I think it has a, I never did finish it. I could reuse that. This is another painty envelope I was playing with. Birds on a sketchy design. This is the envelope part. I like this. Couple painty envelopes. What's this? The rubber's falling off of it. The rubber's getting old. Don't use this rubber. Those are those big rubber bands. They eventually dry out. Oh, I was mind mapping. This is a mind map journal. That's why I used rubber. Yeah, I learned a lot about mind mapping from Dee Dee Willingham. This was a blank mind map that I took to the library and photocopied. Why, who, what, when, what else, whatever, when, quotes, definitions. The thing about doing this, though, is you never have enough room to write. Now, I don't think I used those pages much that I photocopied. Let's see what I have in here. A vellum sheet. I got some papers. Oh, this has some other things other than mind map. My scissors stamp, cup of coffee, watercolors, stamping, blank pages. These are my mind maps. Whoa, they're not bound. Mind mapping words. I mind mapped the word burst. That's what this was. I was into mind mapping words. Line, flower. I guess I didn't mind map all of these. These were words that I wanted to mind map, but I mind mapped here. String. You may not be an angel, because angels are so few. Until the day comes along, I'll string along with you. My dad would always sing that song. And that's what the word string reminds me about. My dad would sing that song to my mom. You may not be an angel, because angels are so few, but until that day when one comes along, I'll string along with you. My dad would sing that song to my mom. But see, I had trouble mind mapping on these patterns that I made, so I didn't do much. But I meant to mind map words. So a lot of blank mind maps there. Let's see what's in here. More blank ones, I think, because I wasn't very inspired by what I did there. Let's see, do I have any mind mapping in here? I was this is all photocopies of that pattern. Here I did one, mind map of Stephen Hawking, and a mind map of Leonardo da Vinci. Poor drawing of him. So I meant this to be a mind map journal that I never used. But things that are red, here's a list. This is Dee Dee's Society of Ideal Collector. I don't like those rubber bands. I don't know why I used them. I thought they were cool at the time, but they dry out eventually. Red wagon, red schoolhouse, red dress, red hat, red face, red nose. It goes clear to 59. And here's the color red. I'm sure that this was done inspired by Dee Dee. And here's the mind map of red. Here's the mind map of blue. So I did do some mind mapping in here. Mind map of blue here. And then I think I was doing quotes, and I've got a blue. This looks like I splattered blue all over a mind map here. Blue. Things that are blue. This is all inspired by Dee Dee. Colors. Mind mapping colors. This is just a page that I did. I was playing with what I call embossed drippage here. I would use a lot of mineral oil, and I would pour my embossing powder on it and then let it drip and heat it as it dripped. And here's these boys are making a mess like I did. So there's not much in this. Here's a mind map of Albert Einstein. So I got a few things in there, but I was very uninspired by my pattern of a mind map, because I'm more, I have to draw it out. I have to have more space as I go. I got one more down here, 2 more journals to go through. A mixed media one. Here, we'll pull this one off the desk for now. Mixed media book. And looks like a stamp book. I was carving stamps for my Society of Ideal Collector in here. 2018. I still have these somewhere. Some of them got torn and broken. Some of those stamps did. I got my faces. I carved a bunch of faces on erasers. Some little diamond dangles. Little shamrock dangles. Some more faces. Faces. This was a stamping book. Bird, I still have that stamp. I don't like my birds. This was a Cindy Utter stamp. An Easter bunny stamp. Another bunny stamp. Same thing, Easter bunny stamp. Pencils, I still have that pencil stamp somewhere. This is the last one. It's not a bad stamp. Scribble stamp. Scribbles. Diamond borders. And that's where it ends. Oh, I got a Meri. This one was sent to me by a gal named Stephanie. Leather Jade. I still have that stamp. She carved it for me. This is the last one I'm going to show you. It's cover, but the journals aren't bound, or the signatures are not bound in it. And I got a cameo on the top and some buttons here, and this is a map fabric. Some buttons on the back here. And a dyed tie here, dyed ribbon. Oh, this was sent to me by Sherry Van. She just emailed me another picture of this bunny. This is an envelope drawing of a rabbit that I drew upside down and sent, oh, not to Sherry Van, to Giovanna. Giovanna just sent me another picture of this bunny where she has it sitting in her room. But I drew that bunny upside down. Dee Dee and Becky were telling me to draw bunnies upside down. And this Giovanna took the picture and mailed it back to me in March of 2023. So I was doing some fractal art in here. And that looks like a card. Looks like I've got some happy mail in here. Happy Easter from Mina. A happy Easter card from Mina here. These are what I bought at the library sale. I'm not sure who this one is from. I think Dee Dee sent this to me. Tinkers. We were talking about what tinkers were. I think this came from Dee Dee. These rabbits here that you're seeing on here, this Easter art is digital art that I got from Keisha's, one of Keisha's sales, I think. It's not my artwork. But I used them at pages. And this was a calendar that I got. These are some wax seals that I made. They're holding up pretty good in here. Or were these some Dee Dee sent me? These might have been some that Dee Dee sent me. I don't remember making these. I think Dee Dee sent these to me. Some sketching. Dutch vase. I was doing those Sunday night sketching on Sunday night. I ended up doing them on index cards. Lily of the Valley. May. This is a May. There's a pocket with some things in it. Another pocket here. Looks like I was into doing pockets. That might have been my stamp. That's a button, I think. I put yeah. I'm not sure what I was doing there. It feels like it's a piece of crochet. I tucked it all into a pocket. Here's the weekend. That's a big, thick page. Hello. Some notes in there. So this is just miscellaneous art, I guess you could say. That obviously came out of a Stampington magazine. Another wax seals. I was playing with wax seals. There's another digital. That's mine. Looks like I used a page of my stamping as a folio here. And there's one of my fracture birds. While I am young and bold, my labor shall not cease. So where I am old, then I may live in peace. Not a bad drawing. This little bird does not choose to rest. Their little tongues at morning blessed. Their words of thanks never fail to raise as soon as the light comes in the sky. Oh, to rise as soon as the light comes in the skies. I'm sure I copied this. Reference photo, Fracture book. The gift is small, the love is great. 2023. Here are some more wax seals I was playing with. They kept pretty good in here. Must have fallen off of this. These others are keeping pretty good. I was playing with wax seals. Another pocket of, looks like a fracture art, a flower on that embossed writing that I like to do. A drawing. Elizabeth Van Leeuw was an American abolitionist and philanthropist who built and operated an extensive spy ring for the Union Army. I think I read a novel by Jennifer Chiaverini about her, I think. There's a little groundhog. I think this one, this is one I sent to myself. I was doing those envelopes and I'm sending them off to people. I sent that one to myself. And here's a butterfly that I cut out. Put a wrinkly gold behind him. Huh. Is there anything else in there? No. I'm going to put this in my mailbox. My box of happy mail. I'm loving this one. And what else do I have in there? A shadow box. That came off of one of those creative. This is not my art. This came off of I get a needlework magazine at the county register. Is that what it's called? I can't remember. Country register. I get it at the needlework shop. And I clip things out of it and save spools of thread. This one really inspired me. And that's just pages. What's this? Looks like I might have, oh, that's just a pocket and I have things tucked in it. Types of art journals. Tell Mary, what hobbies do you enjoy? These are lists. Types of paper. I think that's still paper type. Buttons, connections and closures, and journaling. What are the different types of journals? We did some listing, some lists there. And I guess I just tucked them in here. And here's one of my bobblehead dolls. He's just sitting here on this page. I should do more bobblehead dolls. This is just of a little boy. I got him on a bobby pin with a T on that. I should do more bobblehead dolls. I did a little short of bobblehead dolls. Did a couple. Nobody liked my American presidents. I did from Washington to Lincoln, and nobody, and didn't get very many views. Well, I'm just going to set them in there. And that's the end of that. So I was going to bind these in there. I never got them bound in, so I'm just tying them in there. This is more of a folio journal than a just holding my pages in than a bound journal. So that's those, but I wanted to show you this one before I left because this, I follow Julie Faye Found Balzer. And she does what she calls lace pages. And she cuts patterns in her pages, right in her journal. And that's what this is all about. And I did a lace journal here. She calls them lace papers. And you cut just different designs. You play with doing different things. You learn what works and what doesn't. I did quite a few in here. Of course, this is mine. Hers are much, much better. You just play with different things, doing different... Here, these were more stencil-y type. But see, you got to be careful because they can catch together on each other. And then this is more of a brickish one. It's getting caught on each other here. No, the brick one is there. This is the brick one. And then I stamped through... No, is that a lace? Well, it's sort of a lace. I stamped on here and cut here is what I did. Let me get that apart. That's the brick one. But see, it tore up there. So I did quite a few lace pages in here. And then these are just white ones. I guess I filled it. I filled it. It says thank you. I've played with doing words and faces. Faces are hard to do, cutting. So these are medium-sized journals. I don't know if that's all that I have, but that's what I pulled off the shelf this morning. Man, what, I was 2 hours at that? Hi, Dar, welcome in. Hi, Juju, welcome in. Arlene says, I remember when Meri was doing those, and I say now what I said then. Nope, I'll just watch. Dear Arlene, what would we do without you? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What would we do without Arlene? God blesses us with Arlene. Arlene says, Meri's post tab for announcement and extra info. Thank you, Arlene, for posting that. That's my... They changed it from... What did they call it before? They changed it to post. Was it community? No, what did they call that before they changed it to the word post? I don't even remember. Angie says, I can't make a mind map because I don't have a mind. Angie, everybody has a mind. If you can talk, you have a mind. Dee Dee's Society of Idea Collector playlist. Angie says, Lala, Mom cleans for 2 people. One, I don't go to help her because the lady doesn't like me. They're going to do the day I don't get paid. Mom keeps all the money, and I do all the work. That's not fair, Angie. Lala says, Angie, I used to have a cleaning business, and I think I wore my body out cleaning for others. Juju popped in. They're saying good morning to Juju. Arlene says, fun fact, I found Meri reading the comments on Shannon Green's videos. Meri's name kept popping up. Yeah, I used to follow Shannon a whole lot. Those were the days. Shannon Green, Rosemary Morris, Gina Aaron, Cindy Utter. A lot of those people Jerry Bellini, I don't hang out with them anymore. I don't hang out with a lot of people anymore. It just consumes my time. I should hang out more than I do. They took away the hangouts. Becky and Anlar and some of the other folks hang out on Facebook, I believe on Thursdays. I think Becky has a Stitched Facebook group on Mondays. I don't know, she could tell you. But I kind of left all the hangout groups. I'm still on a group, 2 groups on Facebook that I frequent, and that's the online tatting group. And then Goldie has a messenger group that I'm on. I read it all the time. I don't post a whole lot, but I do post. I don't know. I just go through these phases. Well, let me get these off my desk. And I'm going to put them in a box until I get all my journals sorted out, because they're kind of a mess over there on those shelves. And I'll probably do another journal flip in a oh, I'm just going to throw them over here for now, because they're getting out of my hands anyway. What's this? Oh, that's that. I'm going to keep that out. And if you could see the floor behind me, what you would see is a lot of stuff that needs to be put away. Because I put all those journals down there. I've been bringing stuff in from the dining room that I want to keep in here, but I have to find a place for it, which is why I'm cleaning off my journal shelves. All right, let's see where I'm at. I showed you my little zine that I put together here. This is my most recent finish. I'm going to call it finished, except for I should write in it. I don't feel like doing it now. What I'm going to do is work on this cat stamp. I think the only thing I wanted to do to this was, let's see, I wanted to clean up the nose a little here, because it's the nose and the mouth kind of need a little thinning. I wanted to clean up over in here, and I wanted to clean up the socks. And I think I put well, I have these carving tools out. Should have another one here somewhere. I think I have 4 handles and 5 blades. So I want to clean up that mouth area, and I think I'll use my little one and just kind of want to get in here. And I hope I don't make a mess out of it, because I don't want a mess. Well, that's starting to look better. Am I zoomed in enough for you guys? Let me zoom in a little so you can see it better. So if you're in the Fibdiggity Friends group, I am doing some little I want to work on those today, or soon. I don't know if I'll get it done today. I'm working on a little border journal. I found a little journal here that I'm doing borders in, so you might check my most recent video. The ones I added were not that great, but I'm going to finish. This is a border journal that I started in, I don't know if I dated it. Yeah, I dated this one. In 2023, I was doing stick figures there. I'm not going to show the whole thing here. But I want to fill this little book, and I want to do more videos for the Fibdiggity friends in my membership area. And while we're talking about the membership area, I'm going to gift some memberships. I've been wanting to do this. In the Fibdiggity Creators Group, which is the second room, I am doing, we're going to do those Burr zines, those BER zines. Just let you know what's going on in my membership area. I want to gift some memberships here. Oh, let's see who YouTube thinks should deserve a free. Let me switch my account. So, let's go to my stream. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Here we are, right here. And got to skip the ad. I'm in live chat. And I can do this right here because I have a one-tap buy on this phone. So let's hit the one-tap buy. The membership gifting, buy memberships for viewers. Buy memberships. You can buy $100 worth of them. I can't afford that. I'm going to buy 5 memberships. And let's see who. See, I have one tap buy. It goes out to my PayPal account. And you don't see it. It grabs it out of my bank account and processes it. Payment successful. And let's see who got it. I sent 5 memberships to the Messy Palette, Margaret Only, I think she's over in the UK, Angry Bear, Ophelia Rose, and Big Dude. So, congratulations. I know a couple of you. Big Dude's left some really nice comments on my channel. I don't know Angry Bear or Ophelia Rose. But congratulations to those of you who won. It's a 1-month gift membership to my membership area. I have 2 rooms. The first room is 99 cents a month. And it's called Fibdiggity Friends. And that's where I'm doing this little border book now. And the other one is Fibdiggity Creators. The only difference between the 2 rooms is I do live streams in the second room, in the Fibdiggity Creator room. But if you join at the 99-cent level, you get everything that they get in the second room except for the live streams. You've seen Ophelia Rose several times in here? Oh, really? Well, welcome to her. I've never noticed her. Hi, Linda. Welcome in, Linda. And in the Fibdiggity Creators, we are doing the Burr zines, starting in October. Some of us are working in September's. So congratulations to those who won a membership area, I'm going to try to do this every now and then. I can't afford to do it all the time. I wish it would give Angie one. But it's only for a month, and then they have a choice of whether they want to stay or leave. It's up to them. Their choice. You have to opt in. You follow the links, and it'll show you how to opt in. Let's see. I think I'll leave the eyes alone. I wanted to clean this area up a little. a line in there. Carve that one out. What else? I wanted to clean. I don't like, this looks more like pants than socks to me. I think what I want to do is bring this line down a little bit more and maybe make some little carving lines in there. Can I do that? Some little notches in there. I don't know what I'm doing here. I hope it doesn't look too bad in the end. I need to get a sharper. I meant to do that. I forgot. Put in sharper blades in my carving tool. I don't know. I think I hit this one. I don't think I want to mess with the mouth anymore. I might try to straighten this nose out a little. I'm afraid to do too much more to the and then I think the whiskers here, these whiskers need to be, I don't know, I'm not liking them. I can't clean this up a little. I think I'll shorten this one because these others are shorter. Let's shorten some of these whiskers. All right. So, let's see how this stamps off. Let's see. I'm going to fold this. No, I'll probably put it in my Society by Decorate. Let's stamp a couple more here. And see if I like them any better. Linda Rand's popped in. Malia. Hi, Malia. I love seeing the name Zara May because it's so similar to my Vera May. Zara May books like Lizzie. Mary, that's okay, Angie says. I couldn't do it after a month. I love you, my friend. We love you too, Angie. Good to see you in here. Angie, I'm still looking for that cording. I thought I knew where it was. I was up in the storeroom upstairs. And do you think I could find something if I actually want it? It might be in one of the boxes that I'm sorting down here. I didn't do any sorting yesterday. I just wasn't up to it. I was kind of tired yesterday. Diane says, a little birdie told me I received a gift. Thank you. You're very welcome, Di. YouTube picks those out. But it's up to you if you want to opt in. You don't have to, and it's up to you if you want to stay. If you decide not to stay, that's fine with me. I bought 5 memberships today just as free gifts for a month. We're working on zine journals, and we're wrapping up our next live stream. Will probably be the last live stream in our Harrison Fisher books. But we're also working on September zine journals in the Fib Diggity Creators. And that's where your gift membership will go to. And good morning, Di. It's good to see you. You are doing did I see you were doing a Rusty journal? Did I see that? What are you doing on your Wednesday nights? I need to pop in there. Malia says, yes, I love the name Lillian. When I was pregnant with Lil, her name came to me in a dream, and I love that name. You just finished it tonight. Oh, it's tonight over there. Sorry, I keep forgetting you're on the other side of the world, Di. My Harrison Fisher is nowhere near done. Well, neither is mine, Lala. But just work on it when you can. I may get it out. I've been working on these. I want to work on these border journals for. And if you're in the second room, you see everything that's in the first room. And I'm working on these border journals in the first. I've only got 2 rooms, 2 tiers. So we're kind of doing a border journal. This is a cutoff of a journal that I cut down a journal, and I'm just using it up by doing borders, little sketchy borders, doodle borders. You finished it this morning. Hi, Dar. Did I welcome you in? Good morning, Dar. Who else did I miss? Dar and Angie and Diane and Malia. Did I say good morning, Malia? Good morning. Arlene, Linda Rans. Who else did I miss? Oh, there's Ophelia Rose. Oh no, that's what the gift receipts that there. It was saying she won one. Becky went to get groceries. Arlene says, I got rid of Pinterest. It was total time suck. Yeah, I never did. Well, I did have Pinterest on my old phone, but I unloaded a lot of stuff and I never reloaded it. It's a rabbit hole, isn't it? I still have Instagram because I like to see things that people put up on Instagram. I think I'm liking that kitty. The only thing I don't think I like, and I might try to clean up yet, let me get my pen, is seeing here on the faces, right in there, how those thick lines, in there. These thick lines. I'd like to thin these out. And the same way over here. But I'd have to be pretty careful doing it. Otherwise, then that's just a ink mistake there. It's got a little, probably a little shard on it. Let's get a paper towel. I'll have to do this another time too. But if you don't get all those little shards off, they can mess up your stamp. Otherwise, well, I could kind of clean this up here too. I don't want to too bad, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with, a lot happier with the mouth. I see some little specks I can get out of there. And just put clean that cat's mouth. And there's some little specks in there. I don't know. In the leaves I don't mind it as much, but let's see if I can't. It's going to be kind of difficult. These really thick lines in here are going to be kind of hard to thin out. Where's my little brush? My little... I don't know, my X-Acto knife might, if I can find it again here. I threw my X-Acto knife in my drawer and it's here somewhere. Where did I put it? Did I throw it in my drawer? No, it's over here. Caught by a string. I should clean this drawer out in front of you guys again. It needs a cleaning out. Alright, let's see if I can't get this out of there. Not easy. I don't want to mess it up either. That's a little better. But that was the easy one. These in here are going to be harder. know if I did it any much good in there, but I'm afraid to do too much more to it for fear that I'm going to cut the whiskers off. Let's try this one. Little lines are hard, and it's especially hard if you have them close together like this. I don't know if I did that much good. I don't know. Now, what else did I want to clean? Oh, I've got some little tacky things around here that need to be cleaned up. And where else? Down at the toes. Oh. Little thin lines are hard to do. Without getting too much off. My head gets in the way. I apologize. Sometimes this close-up work, you got to get your nose right over it. I'm trying to just clean up the paws a little. Not too bad. Let's give it another try. Kind of wipe off my stamp offline here. Get it off my desk. Let's try another one. Let's see how it works. Were you fussy cutting, Lala, and forgot to move your fingers? Ouchie. Ouchie. Malia says, yeah, Lala, I managed to injure myself with the glue gun. Yeah, glue gun can be scary, can it? I don't know if I got that fully stamped, but let's give it a try. And I'll read chat while my ink is soaking in. Dar says, sorry if I miss anyone. I'm getting ready to go to the doctor's appointment. Well, have a good day, Dar. I hope your doctor appointment goes well. Malia makes it look fun. I'll never be as good as Meri. And I have to be careful. But even with a heat gun can be scary, Lala says. I bought some of the Dollar Tree wood carving tools that I'm assuming would work, but not for the real intricate stuff. Yeah, well, you know, these are just those basic speed ball carving tools. I think they have 5 different blades. I've got 4 blades out here. I don't know what the other one is. There might be a smaller scoop blade. I'm not sure. But I mostly use the larger V and the smaller V. But these blades cut the erasers really nice, even when they're dull. Now I'm carving on Speedy Carve that Cynthia McCoy sent me, and these blades, because they're dull, do not carve as well, but they're doing okay. They're they're doing all right. Let's see. I'm not sure about wood carving tools, if they, what materials that they carve on. You just have to try them and see. Although obviously carve wood, and I think people use them to do linoleum carving and that. Did Dar pop in? Hi, Dar. Or not Dar, Deb. Hi, Devin. I sent you the link for our live, Deb. Di said. Welcome in, Devin, if you're out there watching. Devin says, hi, Meri, cute cat stamp. Aw, thank you. Angie says she's got to go clean a house. Goodbye, everybody. Diane says, we will start making a new collab journal in a few weeks. Well, Di, if you're out there, you be sure and let me know when you're going to start that. Let me know a week ahead of time so I can plan to be there. You or Jen, Fiddly Bits if you're working with Jen. Art and Sense. Hi, Art and Sense jugglers. Welcome in, welcome in. It's good to see you. I sometimes miss people, so thank you guys for welcoming in people when they come in. I appreciate that, because when I'm doing stuff like this, when I'm focused on my desk and what I'm doing on my desk, I miss a lot of the people that pop in. So if you pop in and I miss saying a good morning to you, it's not intentional. All right, let me go back down to the bottom. Joyce is here. Devin is here. Dar is here. Leah popped in. Lala is here. All right, let's see what damage I did to my stamp. Oh, I think I'm happy with him. His whiskers aren't perfect. I can't really get in there with these tools. And if this was one of those erasers, I might do a better job of cleaning up those lines. Thin lines are really hard to carve. And these tools, my tools I need sharper blades in these tools. My lines are real jaggedy. He's got hairy whiskers. But I think I'll leave him alone, because if I do too much more to him, I'll cut his whiskers off. And I'm lucky I even got whiskers on that cat. So I'm going to call this one my final. Then the lines around here aren't the best. I like these lines. They're pretty good. And the lines in the face aren't bad. I started up here this morning. See how thick this nose area was? Can you see it? Or did I need to bring it down? The nose area is real thick in there. Did I bring it down far enough? There. I thinned that out, so it's pretty thin now. It looks more like the little nose area. I did not try to bring the whiskers into the face, because I would have had to carve out little triangles, and with these tools it's not very good. So it is in the same style as my owl stamp. Let's stamp my owl on here just to show. And I want to do a series of animals. You guys gave me a list. I wrote them down in my little book over there of animals that I could do. A penguin, somebody say a fox, a dog, a frog. So I want to do 10 of these eventually. I won't get 10 done. And what I want to do, and what I started doing, was snapping a picture of a stamp and putting it over into my graphic utility, but my phone grays out the white, and I have to erase all the white and darken them. I have to touch it up. So I'm going to work on get stickers and of both the owl and cat, and I'm going to have a giveaway. I'll try to do that. I'll try to clean them up. And get stickers made. I don't know if I'll get it done by tomorrow night or not. I didn't get that enough ink on that stamp. There's owl has, but they're in the same style where they have these leaf branches on their body. And this one didn't stamp it well at all in here. I didn't get enough ink on him. And I want to give away some stickers. I just put stamping error. And this is my final. I'm going to take a picture of him, I think, and we'll clean him up but the problem with cleaning him up is it takes me a while to do that. Let me snap a photograph of him. And what I do, see, I took a photograph of him there. And what I'll do, let me edit this. I'll bring it down like this and get all that out of there as much as I can. Whoops, I'm going to have to give him a little bit more space. There. And I'm going to save him off just like that. But see, I have to, the other thing, when you ink, just like this, your eye blends all that ink in. But when I take a picture of it and enlarge it, I see all that white space. Now, if I print this off, let me close everything and go to my, get rid of that. Let's go to my sketchbook. And see, I was doing the owl in here, and I'm just enlarging him. But over in here, I think I pretty much have him white now. I have all the gray out of there. But when you enlarge him, see, I went in with a black pen in here, and I made that really dark. But look down in here. See all those little white? I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me enlarge them a little bit more. It's very, it's. I think it's just the fibers in the paper that are showing, because when I stamp him, this is not the stamped image, but when I stamp him, he looks pretty good. And as you get him down into life size, he's not bad. I mean, that, and I'm not sure how it'll print off. But I've been going in with my pen, and I've done this area, I've done this, and I've been kind of filling in and cleaning up some of the areas here. And Dee Dee says she does that on, see, I'm going to have to clean up his ear up in here. It didn't stamp well up here. And same thing on this one too. It must be the stamp I must have. But on my stamp, I'm learning, where's my owl stamp? What did I do with him? I'm learning, see, it is, when I carved it, you can't see because the ink is so dark, but his face comes right out to the edge here. And so I don't get good lines. I don't get good stamping in there. Sometimes when I ink it really well, and I did not ink this one really well, but this line in here, I always have to clean that up. And I'm cleaning these up because I want to make stickers out of them. So let's go grab the cat and put on here. Did I save that one as a JPEG? I think I can grab the cat. Import image. Yeah, here's the cat. And now see the difference between the owl that I cleaned up the white space, and it looked white over on the other photo. Now I got him all crooked here. I got my page crooked. I'll have to straighten him out. But when I bring it in, I've got all this gray area. Let me put him down and so I can enlarge it. See how gray it is? And what I do is, now I take my pen, my S pen, which is stuck in here. I take my S pen, turn it on, turn the phone on. No, I don't want to do that. And I come in here and I grab the pen tool, which is, I grab the eraser, and I don't know what setting I have it on, but I'll come in here and I might have to save this first. Let's just go to my gallery, save current sketch. And I'll have to, I can size him down, but when I'm working on him, when I'm working on him, I like him big so I can see what I'm doing. And I need to, let's increase the width of this size of that pen. See, and then I sit here and I white all of that area out in the background, and then I'll make my pen smaller and I'll get closer up. Now, I will say it did pretty good in some of these spots in here. It picked this up pretty good. There's a little, this is pretty dark, but then it fades out in here. But I want to make stickers out of it, so I will clean this up, and I'll clean up around his toes, and I'll clean up there around the whiskers. But let's just clean this cat up a little. What time is it? I only have a half hour. I only go until 9. I think Paint Girly comes on after me. So I don't want to get too involved in other things right away here. Let's clean up this side a little. So once I get a clean one of both the owl and the cat, I will position them and make multiples of them, and we'll do some sticker sheets, and then I cut them apart. Now the cat is going to be kind of hard to fussy cut to get his whiskers. So I can leave it up to you. I'll probably just, when I cut it, I'll probably leave this part in here as sticker, and you can decide whether you want to fussy cut it down or just trim it off and draw the whiskers on, because you can do that. If the whiskers were very, very hard to carve. For one thing, I did not have sharp tools, and they weren't cutting that speedy carve that well. And the other thing is they're kind of intricate anyway. Whoops, and see, it will, my pen for some reason bounces on me to this one. I'll be erasing it, and then it will start making lines for me. It started making lines. Let's get rid of those. I don't know why it does that. It thinks I want to draw and I want to erase. And sometimes when I'm drawing, it thinks I want to erase, and it erases when I want to draw. And it draws when I want to erase. Now, let's see. Let's do some of this area up here above the head. Now I'm going to make my pen size and enlarge the cat, but I'm going to make the size of my eraser smaller so I can get into the more intricate pieces in here. Oh, see, and it changed it to the pen. I don't know why it does that. I want the eraser, not the pen. Thank you very much. And let's get rid of those pen lines wherever they were. Oh, I was doing the ear. Let's hit this a couple times till those lines there disappear. There. And come in here, clean up the gray, and this is just a matter of taking a picture of it and bringing it over into my graphic. It picks up the background as kind of a gray area. Now, a lot of graphic utilities, I just have the graphic utility that works on my phone. There are graphic utilities, probably Adobe Illustrator and some of the other better utilities out there. You could take a color of that and turn it white. Now I have tried to make this all white by putting you clear up to the white setting, and then coming in here and doing a fill. I'm going to see if it works on this one. Hitting the fill and just filling. Oh, see, that worked. So that works too on this one. It didn't work on my owl. I don't know why. It's kind of fussy. But see, I won't. Did that? I don't know what that did. Let me go back here and undo that. There. There. I think it just hit my key. I have to move this around here. Hold on. It's got a key in there that brings up my menu. There. So I can do this too. That works on this. It didn't work on my owl the other day. Just, whoops. I don't want that. I gave him a white eye. There. So this is working on this. This makes it a lot easier. Let's try it over on the owl. Well, the owl's done. I'm going to try it with the black and see if it'll fill in the black. Let's change my color to black. Move these lines clear down here. And let's see how good it does on the black if it fills in those spaces. Yeah, the black is a little bit harder to do. It fills in some of them. But I'm still going to have to go in with my pen because there's a lot of white specks in there. So what I do now, instead of my eraser, I want the pen tool, which is this one. Was I? Yeah. Yeah. And so then I just come in. I might have to save this, or let's see what setting that's set at. The pen tool. It's pretty small. Let's move the size up a little. And see if I can't come in here and shade in some of these white specks in here. Oh, let's expand it. Yeah. Oh, let's go back to my fill. Let's go back and clean up some more over here. I'm going to change this all back to white. And I'm going to change my pen back to my eraser. And set my fill tool on and see if it'll clean that up. It does. See if I get everything cleaned up around him in here. All right. Now I'm going to change my color all back to black. Make sure my fill tool is off. Change my pen back to this. And my size. Well, actually, I wanted to clean these whiskers up a little. So let's go back. Let's go back to white. And I think I'll leave it on the pen tool and enlarge this. See, I had a hard time cleaning this area. I'm going to have to erase it. Let's change it back to the eraser. And let's leave it at that size for now. And let's see if I can't clean up some of this. These whiskers and these jaggedy lines. I don't mind the jaggedy lines on the side of the cat because the cat's fur is really jaggedy. But look how jaggedy that whisker is and how thick it is. Now, since these are going to be stickers, I can't do this on the real stamp, but these are going to be stickers so I can clean. But as I say, if you get a sticker, and unless you're really good at fussy cutting, those stickers are going to be kind of hard to fussy cut out. And a lot of people will just cut them off and then just draw whiskers in there. But I'll leave them on there. Let's clean up some of the mess around him now. I think I'll make that whisker a little thinner even. Whoops. Let's get rid of that. Whoops. Go back a couple more here. I got that in there. I guess it would be safer just to draw it back in with black. Oh, I don't like how thin that is. So there's a lot you can do with the little that I have. I can do a lot with a little. I don't have the best utilities. I don't have the best, well, my phone is a pretty good phone. I'm not complaining about my phone, but there's other ways to do art than your phone. I'm just using my phone. I think that scratches on my phone. I'm not getting that out of there. Or that spot is a spot on my phone. See if I move my... No, he's a part of it. He's not coming out. Huh. Did it change the pen? Am I still on the eraser? No, I'm not. Now let's try him. There he went. You can clean up the lines around the eye. Just do a lot of cleanup. I'd do it on my eraser if I could. There's nothing wrong with doing this. Now, I think I'll make his eye a little, I think I'll get rid of the point up here. Make his eye a little rounder. Kind of clean up this area. Now, I don't mind the jagged lines in here too much. I don't like that one. Let's change my color to black again and go back to the pen. Let's go do some black. So I changed my color clear down here to all the HSL settings or all the lower settings. And I want to go to my pen instead of, oh, I was on my pen. And I kind of wanted to fill in this guy in here. Yeah. And it'll take me a while to get all this cleaned up to the point to where I'm ready to print stickers with it. I'm going to come in with my white in there and smooth this area out, but let's do the black while I'm there. Whoops. Let's get rid of that. See how jagged that is in there when you enlarge it? When you don't have it enlarged, it's still jagged, but it doesn't show as much when I go down to the real size. Where's my owl? Did I get rid of my owl? Oh no. Let me cut this. I don't think I saved it yet. I think my owl is still out there, but I don't want to undo everything I did. So what I'm going to do is go in here, grab my selection tool, cut this cat out to where I've saved him. So do a cut. See, my owl's still there. Let's paste him back in there. Paste. Let's do a check that. Let's do a merge all here and see if that brings my owl back. Did it bring him back? No? Oh no! I didn't mean to do that. Well, there's my owl there. But he isn't my cleaned up one. Well, no, but he's out. No, that isn't the one I wanted. I messed him up. I'm going to have to redo my owl because I merged him and I lost him. I lost him. But that's okay. Sometimes when you do stuff like that, I'm going to keep working on my cat. When you do stuff like that, sometimes you come out with a better one in the end anyway. I was cleaning up my cat. I'm just going to, what time is it? It's 8:45. I'm going to spend the rest of the stream cleaning this cat up. I'll have to clean these. I'll have to clean them up separately and then put them together. Whoops. See, it changed to my eraser. I didn't want a white. I wanted, did it change the color? No. It started erasing it. See, look what it does. If I go here, no, go here. It's on my eraser. For some reason, it bops around on me, and I don't know why it does that. It's a, I probably should, I tried clearing the cache. I probably should just reload the app. Now, let's get rid of that. Oh, yeah, it's giving me troubles here. So all I'm doing is filling in. I enlarge it because I can. Is this as large as it'll go? Wait, let me get rid of this. So I can fill in. I don't see all these. Your eye blends them in at the real size, but I like to smooth all this stuff out, have it all the same color. I don't know what the printer would do, if the printer would pick up all these white spots or not, but I'm going to blend them in. I don't want to have to smooth out these lines. Because I want my sticker to Yeah, I hit that menu. See how jagged those lines are? Let me go to the eraser now. And MIS. See, I can, and really this is the cat's fur, so it doesn't bother me as much. But if I smooth it out, and these lines have a, if you look at the setting on this pen, I don't know if you can see it or not, and I can't enlarge the menu. But if you could see this, maybe if I enlarge it gives a gray, kind of a gray edge, a blurred edge, and I don't like that. And it's called a cashmere eraser. Let's go to library here. And this one is called, and that really blurs it. This is called a textured eraser. I don't like that one. And then we get back into the smudge pens and stuff. And those are the only two erasers. Well, wait. I have a hard eraser here and a round. Let's try this hard eraser. I play with my tools. What happens here? No, that makes it, okay. Let's try my hard eraser. It still kind of gives a blurred line, and I need to change the size down a little bit more. Boy, it's down as far, almost as far as it can go. Let's come in. So I'm kind of cleaning up my stamping here too. But your eye on the stamp, when I stamp it off, your eye blends all of that in down here on my stamp. I don't know if you can see my stamp because I'm all... Your eye blends it all in on the stamp, but when you take a picture of it and enlarge it, let's go back to my pen tool. I was using this one. I got the wetness set. Maybe if I set that down, set my flow down. Oh, I want the flow pretty high. Let's check my color here. Now it's all black. But see, I'm getting a gray area out there. Just change that flow down a little and see what that does. That makes it more grainy. That's the pen I was using. I'm going to stick with it. I didn't notice that so much on my, but I was going, well, I'm going to handle the edges. I'm talking to myself now. I'm going to leave the edges as they are and come with the eraser on the edges. I just want to get some of this black covered in here. Some of these white specks. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that hard eraser. I like that hard one. Where did I see that? Right here. Clean up this stuff. So I'm just kind of cleaning up. You see it when you enlarge it. Let's clean this up. And I have a feeling that my printer would pick a lot of this stuff up. Although when I zoom down on it, it's not as evident to me, but I really see it when I enlarge it. So I'm going to get rid of get rid of some of the stuff I couldn't with my knife, with my carving tool. Make those lines so much more smooth. Now that I want to clean up with the black. We're cleaning up the white right now. And really, let me change that line. I really wanted this line here to come around like that. And to go up like that. I think I'll stop it there. And let's see, I'm doing white. And let's clean up around this. I really don't mind the jagged lines on the, because he is fur, the cat is fur, and the jagged lines kind of look like fur, but we're going to clean them up the best I can for the sticker. And let's clean this area up. So he may look a little bit different than the real stamp in the end. I'll clean his nose up a little here. So even though you have graphic tools to work with, it still takes, and I say this about AI too, it still takes some human talent in there. You have to make it do what you want it to do, and that takes a little bit of a talent, and then you got to go in and clean up where it messed up, and you know. I'm talking about AI now. I'm liking that much better. Let's clean up around his eye in here. Now I need to get the black out. Now it does look like that cat's looking over that way, doesn't it? We're going to leave it like that. And a cat really has more, I think, more slanty eyes, but that's okay. Let's clean up around his ear and face here. Clean up around these whiskers. See how jaggedy they are? Because I just could not get in there with my blade the way I needed to. looks like he's peeking around the corner. Hello, is anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Come in and say hello. That's what my kitty is saying. He's peeking around the corner. And I'll clean that whisker up a little bit more with my black, but for now we're going to leave him like that. It's amazing what you can do on a phone, though, these days, isn't it? This is my phone. Now, I think these whiskers are a little longer than those. Well, they're about the same size. We'll leave it alone. Let's straighten out my paper. Let's bring my paper down and let's see where this cat is. He needs to be a smaller sticker. Right now, he's taken up probably, he's probably about this big on that page, because of half of the page is probably right in there. So he's almost taken up half of the page. So I'm going to make him a little smaller, which will blend all that in anyway. But let's clean up his paws a little more. I wanted to see where he was on that. Let's clean this area up. And I just could not get what I wanted with that blade with my carving tool. So I'll have to come in with the black and shape all this up more. Fill in that line and let's, whoops, well, I got black now. See, I said black and it changed it to the black. Let's go back to the eraser. I wonder, it makes me wonder if they're messing with AI. See, it got out of my eraser and went down to my pen. I was using this hard eraser. I think he's going to be a better sticker than the stamp. Thin out these lines a little. Whoops. Let's go do that again. So I'm not sure I like that, but I'll come in with some black. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to give him some toenails in there. I'm not sure I like the paws yet, but we'll work with them. Clean them up out here. Clean up your toes. Yeah, I think he needs some claws in his paws. They look like 3 little fingers. Then we'll come back to that. Let's go over here and clean this edge up a little. One thing about drawing on your phone, the surface is glass on these phones, and your pen kind of slides around, so sometimes it's hard to control the, yeah, I'm getting my cat in the menu there. Sometimes it's hard to control where that pen goes. Sometimes it slips out of the path that you're wanting and takes its own path. Usually if you go slow, you'll be okay, but oops, I don't like that's happening there. Let's go back one more. I do like the graphic, and then I make a mistake, I can hit that little arrow and it erases my mistake. Goes back to what it was before. I'm back up here to, it's got some gray areas in there. Now, this is very much enlarged, or if I bring it down to full size, you hardly see those lines. Let's work on this eye and those whiskers. This eye needs some working in here. Maybe around this eye there. His face. I'm just smoothing out these lines the best I can. Look how jagged it is up here. Let's make this one a little, let's open up that ear a little more. Whoops, it changed it back to my... Got out of my eraser. I don't know why it does that. I think I need to reload the app. I'm pretty happy with the eyes. No, I'm not getting what I want there. Getting too much. I'll leave it alone. Let's clean up these leaves, the shape of these leaves a little in here. Right in here. I could not carve thin lines. I think I meant this to be a leaf. Whoops. Yeah. I don't want to lose this cap the same way I lost all that work I did on that owl. I saved right over him. You gotta be careful when you do this stuff. I kind of wanted this to look like a tie coming down. I don't really like these leaves in here. I'm going to see if I can't redo them a little. I'll put some black in there. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:10. Oh, I hope Lori went on. Let me save this. I need to sign off. I'm way too late. I mean, I'm way, I want to say goodbye. I'm going to leave my stamps down here as my thumbnail. I feel like leaving this on here and making this part of the thumbnail. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for popping in. I got to get off. I'm way over time. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. I get too involved in what I'm doing.